Hi, this is Freya from Otherworldly, and I'm back with another episode focused on things that you can get at the horse show, the event for the Teegle animated horse avatar, the Bento Horse Avatar, and the Animesh Teeglepets. I've got a lot of animations for you today, in fact. Mythril made a bunch of interactions for the horses, very natural interactions for the horses when they're just out and about, when you've got them loose in the paddock or in a field and they're interacting with each other. So I've installed some of these into the horses, and I'm going to show you a little quickly how to do it and how not to do it, and then show you how you can activate the various interacts. And then I've got this adorable foal who's currently hogging the camera. So I guess we could start with him actually. I've of course shown you Pumpkin, as he's called in the sort of the original name for him is Pumpkin. I've currently made him into Shia. So he's currently, or she's currently named Flicka instead in my version, for the foal from later horse from my friend Flicka. Flicka, of course, is Swedish and simply means girl. Couldn't think of another name for a foal in a book or myth or anything like that. I try to name all of my horses like that. All of my Teeglepets anyway. So I decided to go with that. And then I decided to spruce her up with a few things from the horse show. So instead of the original coat, Flicka has the wild bee coat from Kalima, which has very lovely shading around the eyes and the nostrils, also between the legs here, which is typical of a full coat, so you can see that it's not an adult coat. Looks very pretty, and it goes very well with this mane here that goes from a darker color at the base and then lightens, and this is a mane from very creative Abbadon Arts, which make fantastic manes and tails for the Teeglepets. I've been coveting a lot of the manes, and the Rito mane is specifically for the foal and comes in lots of these sort of double shaded combinations, which look really good on a foal, I think. So very happy with how this came out. And the foal also has some animations installed from Mythril. Give you a quick look at what they're called. It's got the Playful Companion set. It's also got the bottle feed action, which I think I will be showing you a little later on. And also available at the horse show is the birthing sequence. If you want to roleplay one of your mares having a foal, you can use that. I haven't actually installed that one yet. But that's what you've got for the foal, or some of the things you've got for the foal. And then we've got lots of new interacts installed into these two adult Arabians. And yes, I have gone and bought myself copy versions of the, or a copy version of the Arabian Teeglepet. I caved in. I've been wanting a copy version for a while. I was sort of holding out for like one of my favorites as a Lipson, for example, or the PRE, the Pura Raza Español, or Andalusian, as they're sometimes called. That would be my first pick, but decided I couldn't wait, so I went for the Arabian, and there will probably be more of these when I can justify the cost. It's fun to have because then you can set up each horse with a different look, and you don't have to change every time that you want a new look. You can just make another copy version, and then your sim will be overrun with horses. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at animations for these horses. And I've currently got the camera following, as you can see, the mare here. And they move around quite a lot because I've currently got them in the wander mode, which you can easily set up. Specifically, if you use the chat command and you do the 483 wander nav, that will have them moving freely about and using interactions from whatever poses you have installed. And as you saw here, Mythril released a number of interactions. You've got curious interactions, grazing interactions, nuzzle interactions, and pasture interactions. And if I'm going to give you an example of how it works to install one of these, you get a box like this, which is the installer, which has a number of note cards. This one has 41 note cards to install. Some of them have more, so it can be a little finicky because, well, SL and installing things, installing into object and installing more scripts, you need to be a little careful. So if you click this one, you're going to see that you get this request to allow or deny an installation into one of your horses. And for each time you click a box, you're actually going to get 3 questions if you have 3 or more horses. Where's that? However, only do 1 horse at a time. Even if it looks like you can do 3, just do 1. Make sure that one finishes fully before you go on to the next one. Also, if you're installing multiple sets of actions, make sure the first one finishes before you start the next one, and it should go well. I learned this the hard way, but you have to be a little careful and make sure everything finishes, and if it's laggy, you probably want to give it a few extra seconds in between each install, but then it should be fine. And then what you do is that you're going to have these installed under animations, and they're going to be on the posing. However, you're going to see here that these are actually not the interacts from those, the ones I showed you there, the curious and the grazing and so on, because these are non-partnered, alternatively partnered with a rider. When the horse is partnered with a rider, that is, if you ride the horse, you're going to be able to trigger some of these poses together. And then it simply puts you down from the horse and puts you in a pose with the horse instead. But if you want the horse to interact with another horse or with an object, you need to set it up to do so. So if we pick posing here, I'll go back on the menu to the first page, choose partner. So I'm going to see if I can get Lamray to partner with Sheetan here. So I click the glowing bit there, and we'll see if it goes through. I found that this part can be a little finicky. It worked. And now I have a completely different menu of poses. These are the ones that she can do together with the other horse. For example, they can graze together, and she's going to move over and have a nice little grazing together. Or they can chill together. That one's very cute, isn't it? You can also have them greeting each other. Of course, all of these will be enacted as well in the wandering mode, but then it's going to be random and you can't control it. So if you want to do it for photos or for role play and things like that, you want to have it in the partner mode so that you can control it. If you just want the horses to move around and behave in a natural way, then the wandering mode is what you want. Let's see what else we have. We have grooming each other. I like how these are done. They are so realistic and so natural in how they work. Have a little sniff of each other, checking each other out like that. And here comes the foal and wants to be part of things. I think she's a little jelly actually. And I'm bouncing around because I have my move lock on, and then I'm just going to be bouncing when the foal bumps into me. These poses that are sort of stallion type poses don't take into account the gender of the horses if you trigger it, so, or if it triggers on its own. I wonder if that would be possible for it to actually have gender differences in the poses, but it's already very elaborate. And Moonstar, the creator from Mythril, has done a fantastic job with these. Has worked quite a long while getting these out for the horse show. So it's pretty impressive as it is. It really adds a lot to have these actions for the horses when they are wandering around. Let's see what else. So that goes through the menus of those interactions. And as the last thing, I think I'll show you as well the bottle feeding action from the foal. So for that one, I have to ride the foal, and then I'm going to go in and get the animations, get the posing, and get the bottle feeding. And we'll see if it manages to trigger it, or if it's gotten me a little stuck in. Oops. There we go. I seem to be a little stuck on something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Try it again. Touch. Possibly I need to change to see. Well, I am rider 1. There we go. As you see, it can be a little finicky. And then, of course, with these, you may need to do some adjusting on your position, and then you use the same adjust as you use for everything else. This one's usually good, so I want to lower myself a little bit to get it better like that. And move myself a little bit forward. Lower that, and go backwards again. Maybe a little bit to the right to try and get this. There we go. That's pretty good. So since Mom there is busy flirting with her friend, I have to feed the foal, clearly. And you can have all these sort of cute interactions with your horses, and it adds a lot. I've already shown in earlier videos the grooming and the hitching post and all these things. So now that these possibilities are there for the horses, it allows you to do so much more. In particular, I love the way that you can get all these poses together with the horses, or with the horses just on their own. It adds so many photo opportunities. So do check these out before the horse show ends. That ends on the 24th, so you have another 10 days to do so, and there's plenty of other things that you want to look at there, so don't miss out on it. And I'll probably be back with one more video, because there was a late tax set added from one of the creators that I have to show you as well, either in the video, or there's going to be lots of gorgeous photos. So until then.